Mongolia, a land where the horizon stretches endlessly and the sky seems to touch the earth. The name conjures images of vast, windswept plains. A place where the land is as boundless as the spirit of its people. Horses thunder across the steppe, their hooves beating a rhythm that echoes through time. Yurts, those sturdy white tents, dot the landscape. They stand resilient against the elements, just like the people who call them home. This is a place where nomads roam free, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of nature. It's a hard life. Brutal, even. The winters are harsh, and the summers can be unforgiving. But the people, incredibly warm, welcoming. Their smiles are as wide as the plains they inhabit. I've traveled to some of the most remote corners of the globe, yet nowhere have I felt such a profound sense of hospitality. Experienced firsthand the generosity of strangers who quickly become friends. But there's something special about Mongolian hospitality. It's not just a gesture, it's a way of life. It's in their blood, in their nomadic soul. A deep-seated tradition passed down through generations. A deep-rooted tradition of welcoming travelers, of opening their homes and hearts to those who pass through, sharing what little they have, a meal, a story, a moment of connection. You're invited into their homes, their gers. These simple yet profound gestures speak volumes. You're offered salty milk tea and dried yak cheese. Delicacies that might seem unusual but are shared with genuine warmth. It's not much, but it's offered with a smile, with genuine warmth, a testament to their enduring spirit. But beneath this surface of warmth there lies a tradition, a way of life that is both simple and profound, a custom that's far more complex, and far more controversial. It's a dance between survival and generosity, between the harshness of the land and the warmth of its people. Imagine this. You're a traveler in rural Mongolia. The sun has set, a biting wind howls outside. You're ushered into a jur, the traditional Mongolian dwelling. A fire crackles in the hearth, offering a semblance of warmth. But the night is long, and the cold, it seeps in. You're offered food, drink, and conversation. Then, as the night deepens, something unexpected happens. The host's daughter, young and beautiful, joins you in your bedroll. Her purpose? To share her body heat, to ward off the cold. This is the warmth exchange, a tradition shrouded in controversy. Outsiders might recoil, judge. But to understand this custom, we need to delve deeper, into the heart of Mongolian culture. Centuries of nomadic life have shaped Mongolian traditions. Life on the steppe is harsh, resources are scarce. Survival often hinges on cooperation, on sharing. The warmth exchange, as unsettling as it might seem to outsiders, stems from this spirit of communal survival. In a land where winter temperatures can plummet to deadly lows, sharing body heat becomes essential. It's a matter of life and death. Over generations, this practice became woven into the fabric of Mongolian society. Not just a means of survival, but a gesture of hospitality, a way of honoring a guest. Imagine a winter on the Mongolian steppe. The wind, a relentless force whipping across the plains. Temperatures plummet far below freezing. Your breath hangs in the air, a frosty cloud. Inside the jur, the fire offers little comfort. The cold seeps in through the felt walls. It chills you to the bone. In such conditions, sharing body heat isn't just a cultural practice, it's a necessity, a way to survive the unforgiving night. The warmth of another human being becomes a precious commodity. And in this harsh environment, the tradition of the warmth exchange takes root. Section 5. Hospitality or exploitation. A moral tightrope. In the heart of Mongolia, traditions run deep, and the customs of hospitality are no exception. But what happens when these age-old practices come under scrutiny? When the warmth of a yurt becomes a battleground for ethical debates? The warmth exchange presents a moral dilemma. In the biting cold of the Mongolian winter, sharing warmth is not just a gesture of kindness, it is a necessity for survival. Yet this very act, so essential in the harsh climate, raises questions that are not easily answered. Is it an act of genuine hospitality? When a family opens their home and shares their food, it seems like a pure act of kindness. The communal meals, the shared stories, the laughter around the fire, all paint a picture of a close-knit community. Or is it the exploitation of young women under the guise of tradition? The line is blurry. The answer? Complex. These young women, often seen as the keepers of tradition, may find themselves in situations where their consent is assumed rather than given. On one hand, the tradition is rooted in the harsh realities of nomadic life. The nomadic lifestyle demands resilience and mutual support. The herders, the families, all rely on each other to survive the unforgiving landscape. In a land where survival is paramount, sharing body heat becomes an act of generosity. It is a way to ensure that everyone makes it through the night, a practice born out of necessity and compassion, a way of ensuring the well-being of a guest. The guest is treated with utmost respect and care, a reflection of the host's honor and the community's values. But on the other hand, the practice raises uncomfortable questions about consent and agency. Are these young women truly participating willingly, or are they fulfilling roles imposed upon them by societal expectations? Are these young women truly free to choose? The weight of tradition can be heavy, and the pressure to conform can overshadow personal desires and freedoms. Or are they bound by the weight of tradition? The ceremonies, the rituals, all carry a sense of duty and obligation that can be difficult to escape. These are questions that linger. They hover in the cold air of the steppe, in the warmth of the yurts, in the hearts of those who live these traditions every day. Questions that challenge our own cultural biases. As outsiders looking in, we must tread carefully, respecting the depth and complexity of these traditions, while advocating for the rights and freedoms of all individuals. Section 6. The weight of tradition, a culture in flux. Mongolia, like much of the world, is changing. Modernity is creeping in. Traditional nomadic life is facing new challenges. The warmth exchange, once an accepted custom, is now a subject of debate. Younger generations influenced by outside perspectives are beginning to question the practice. The whispers of change are in the air. But tradition runs deep in Mongolia. It's in the blood, the soil, the very air they breathe. The warmth exchange, for better or worse, is part of their heritage. And as Mongolia grapples with its future, it's a tradition that continues to spark debate. Section 7. Nomadic hospitality versus modern morality. The warmth exchange highlights a clash between nomadic values and modern sensibilities. In a traditional nomadic society, hospitality is paramount. Sharing is not just encouraged, it's expected. It's a matter of survival. But in a modern world increasingly sensitive to issues of consent and exploitation, this ancient custom becomes problematic. What was once seen as an act of kindness now raises red flags. The challenge for Mongolia lies in reconciling its rich cultural heritage with the evolving values of the 21st century. It's a delicate balancing act, one that requires understanding, sensitivity, and a willingness to engage in uncomfortable conversations. Section 8. The outsider's gaze navigating cultural sensitivity. It's easy to judge the warmth exchange through the lens of our own cultural norms, to label it as wrong, backward, even barbaric. But such judgments are not only unhelpful, they're ethnocentric. As outsiders, we must approach such traditions with sensitivity and respect. It's not our place to impose our own values, but rather to seek to understand the cultural context, to listen, to learn. The warmth exchange, for all its complexities, offers a glimpse into a culture vastly different from our own. It's a reminder that the world is a tapestry of diverse customs and beliefs. Section 9. Mongolia's paradox tradition in the modern world. Mongolia stands at a crossroads. This vast and beautiful country with its sweeping steppes and rugged mountains is a land of contrasts. On one hand, there is the deep-rooted tradition of nomadic life, a way of living that has been passed down through generations. On the other, there is the rapid pace of modernization, bringing with it new opportunities and challenges. A nation caught between its nomadic past and its rapidly modernizing present. The traditional gurs, or yurts, dotting the countryside stand in stark contrast to the modern skyscrapers rising in the capital city of Ulaanbaatar. This juxtaposition is a visual representation of the country's ongoing struggle to balance its rich heritage with the demands of the modern world. The warmth exchange embodies this paradox. In the heart of Mongolian culture lies a deep sense of community and hospitality. Families greet each other with warmth and respect, exchanging gifts as a symbol of their bond. This tradition, while beautiful, also highlights the tension between maintaining cultural practices and adapting to a rapidly changing society. A tradition steeped in history, yet increasingly at odds with contemporary values. The younger generation, while proud of their heritage, often finds itself at a crossroads, torn between the allure of modernity and the weight of tradition. Historical artifacts and traditional attire serve as reminders of a glorious past, but they also pose questions about the future. As Mongolia continues its journey into the 21st century, it must grapple with the evolving meaning of its traditions. Elders and youth engage in discussions, trying to find a balance that honors the past while embracing the future. The cityscape of Ulaanbaatar, transitioning from day to night, symbolizes this ongoing transformation. This includes the warmth exchange. Naadam festivities and traditional feasts are not just celebrations, they are a reaffirmation of cultural identity. These events bring people together, reinforcing the bonds of community and reminding everyone of their shared heritage. A custom that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about cultural relativism and the complexities of human interaction. In a world that is increasingly interconnected, the preservation of cultural practices becomes both a challenge and a necessity. These deep conversations and diverse gatherings highlight the importance of understanding and respecting different ways of life. One thing's for sure, Mongolia's story is far from over. The sweeping views of the steppes and the bustling streets of Ulaanbaatar are a testament to a nation in flux. This dynamic interplay between tradition and modernity will continue to shape Mongolia's future. It's a story that will continue to challenge our perceptions. As children play in traditional settings and students learn in modern classrooms, the next generation will carry forward the legacy of their ancestors while forging new paths. And perhaps, in the process, teach us a thing or two about ourselves. The reflective sunsets and the majestic mountains serve as a backdrop to a story that is both uniquely Mongolian and universally human. In understanding Mongolia's journey, we may find insights into our own lives and the world we share.